Welcome to the Lighthouse Theater. Excited to be here for this one. I'm Todd Grisham. Next to me is Johnny Nelson.
I feel like a fraud. How have I got these ringside seats?
It's time for our tale of the tape. Hector Macho Camacho. He's 169 centimeters tall with a reach of 170. Hector Macho. Terrence Bud Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best in the world, fighting out of Nebraska, USA, one of the greatest of all time.
The reach, how on earth are they going to get through that jab?
This bout is scheduled for...
What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. Do you believe what we're seeing? A perfect counter lands. I'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. The crowd is dressed to impress here tonight, and the fighters promise to do the same as we cannot wait for this, our main event.
This is that place you want to say, I fought there, I've been there, and now we are here.
That left hook misses. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Jab won't score. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Hector Camacho. I promise you, all three judges here are...
Let's go out there.
Here's the bell for round two. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter embodies the cardinal rule of boxing. Hit and don't get hit.
It's a flat-footed fight. If you've got a dancer out there in front, you've got to cut them off. Cut the ring off. Make the ring small. Put them on the back foot. Put them under pressure.
Right hook just missed. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. And he misses with that jab. Well done with that counter shot. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think you're going to throw a punch so that they exchange. Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter-puncher smart. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left.
Camacho that last round. What would you tell them? On to the third. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They're going to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. It's all offense all the time. That hook was off target. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. These two are the perfect dance partners.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Just missed with that hook. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Hector Camacho in that last round. And a round that there's the bell for round 4. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Catch and shoot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
Beautiful counter shot. Missed him with that uppercut. That counter punch caught him clean. Real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
A perfect counter shot. Misses with the straight left. Slip to avoid the jab. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Hector Camacho that last round. They've got the momentum. Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Counter punches have to hurt. Nice counter shot. Punch, counter punch. The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Now the This is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
You'd like to see more jabs. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
No rest for the weary. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Hector Macho. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knock. Let's start the 6. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. He misses with that jab. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. You both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And that right jab just misses. Which fighter will say no mas? Swing and a miss with that jab. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Hector Camacho in that last round. From this moment forward, here we go. It's round 7. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Good counter punching. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Nice counter shot. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Didn't land that jab. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Hector Camacho that last round. Well, this is the time that... Round 8, and we're off again. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet, not until your senses have come back.
Scores with the counter. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Jab slightly off target. You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Can they figure out the combination to this sink?
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Tried to score with the uppercut. Both men step back for just a moment. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. No surprise as we get a unanimous decision there.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace to get a unanimous decision. That is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near tight.